You've seen the post, now hear the story. This is More Than an Influencer with Dileiny Baron. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. The reason that I'm starting a YouTube channel, this segment in particular, it's called More Than an Influencer because yes, I'm an influencer content creator, but I do so much more. And I wanted to give you guys an insight into my life. I'm an entrepreneur, I run Airbnbs, I have property in the Dominican Republic, currently building out a luxury villa over there. And so I kind of just want to give you guys insights onto how I got here and who I am more than the 30 seconds that you guys get on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, so this segment is called More Than an Influencer, and this is the very first episode of the series. So Mio's actually behind the camera. She's gonna be asking questions that we commonly get either through DM, in person, and so we're just gonna run through those questions, and this will be the first episode.
How did you first get into content creation?
So content creation kind of just happened, and I know that sounds crazy to say, but I actually used to have a poetry blog, and it kind of morphed into this, which is like, how do you go from poetry to fashion beauty blog? I just love to write. So I had this poetry blog, and then it became like a dating place. It honestly just followed my lifestyle. Like it was like my way of storytelling, and then it eventually led into what I was wearing. I had this website for what I was wearing, actually for my coworkers. At the time I was in marketing, and they would always ask me, where did you get your outfit from? And so instead of me saying it every day, I put it in one central location that everybody can go and see what I was wearing, where I got it, how much it cost. And that kind of just morphed into what it is today. Obviously, a lot happens in between, but that's how it started. It started off as a fashion blog for my coworkers, and then when Instagram happened, it was a way for me to promote my blog posts, and then it kind of just snowballed into what it is today.
How do you stay authentic while working with brands?
So staying authentic while working with brands is something that you learn, really, because at first you're excited about the money. And so sometimes, like in the very beginning, brands would reach out to me, and it's not necessarily something I would wear, but I was so happy that somebody was paying me to make content. And a lot of times I made the stuff work. But now that I've gotten into more of who I am and like really have found my voice, I don't say yes to everything, and I don't need to, really. So I stay authentic because I've kind of grown into my authenticity.
What's been the biggest challenge in building your personal brand?
For a long time, I was mimicking other people. Like, people were inspiring me too hard, that it was affecting my content and me, my voice. Because you're like trying to do exactly what's working for somebody else. And so that was a struggle. I did that for like 3 or 4 years. And like, I look back and I die over the things that I was posting that was not me. Like, it was so cringy, you know, like the quick freaking, what is that called? When the transitions. Like, sure, I like a cute transition, but like the jumping around and the spinning of the dress, like that is not me. Like, why was I doing that? So finding my voice today, like, hey guys, like this is who I am. I'm just gonna talk. I'm not gonna twirl around and dance for you guys. It's just not my thing. So I had to hire a consultant last year to like really look from a bird's eye view of like, who are you? What are you trying to say? And she's actually one of the people that were like, you need to tell who you are. Like, you're so much more interesting than the jeans and the t-shirt that you're showing us how to wear. Right, like you're so much more interesting than this. Like, number one, you're Hispanic. Like, nowhere on your page does it say you're Hispanic. And I was like, oh, people don't care about that. And she's like, yes, we do. Like, we want to see Hispanic people in a room, you know, of fashion and beauty. You have your own properties here. You know, at the time I had 2 properties in Jersey City. Like, how did you do that? Again, you're a minority and you seem to have all these great things. Like, why aren't you sharing that with your people? And I was like, do people care? And they do, because as soon as I started storytelling and giving people insight into who I am is when I started to grow. And like because my following was at a standstill for a good 2 years. It was just like I would lose a ton of followers, I would gain. It was always right there in that same number. Not that that's the most important thing, but that gave me like validation, like, okay, me being myself is what people want to see.
What does self-care look like for you?
Self-care for me is honestly just vacationing. Like I know people are like spas and massages, like that comes after I'm on vacation. So I do go away a lot because I do work a lot and I burn myself out, and I self-care by taking that pause and leaving. Thank God my parents live in the Dominican Republic because it's very easy for me to just get up and go. And so that's mainly what self-care looks like for me, is just family time, time with friends, and just like disconnecting from, you know, social media, phones, and just like beach it, family, food, all that stuff.
What does being an influencer mean to you?
You know, when I first was an influencer, actually it was like a shameful thing to say. Like, I remember going to, where was I? Oh, I went to El Salvador. And I was going to El Salvador with one of my friends, and they ask you what your occupation is, like when you're entering the country. And so when I went, I said, I'm an influencer. And like people started laughing. And I was like, why is that so funny? And it felt a little embarrassing, like they're just laughing because I said I'm an influencer. And so after that, I was like, okay, I don't want to say I'm an influencer because like people laughed at me. So like, what can I call myself? And so then the word content creator came around that seemed more acceptable. But now I feel like I've gained that back. Like, yeah, I am an influencer. I influence people in a very positive way to live their best life, to look their best. So like, I love being an influencer. Like I feel like my calling. For me, being an influencer is something very positive that I had to like grow into and accept, that it's not this like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? With influencers, like why people think they're like shallow or like, you know, ego driven, and it's like narcissistic almost. But realistically, taking pictures for me is like the least favorite part of my job. Or like, you know, it's more about the connecting with the people, the helping. If I show you some of my DMs, which I can give you screenshots, Ryan, it's like beautiful messages from women every day. Like, I go to you because I don't know what to wear in the morning. I'm in my bed scrolling, go see what Dileiny said to wear. Like, thank you so much. People who are coming to the Loft, like, thank you for creating such a beautiful space. You're so kind. Like, it's like always very positive messages. So I feel very good and proud of being an influencer.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in the fashion content creation realm and the influencer?
So if I get this question a lot, I get a lot of messages from people who want to be an influencer. I mean, Mio is an aspiring influencer that I'm mentoring. And, you know, the things that I say is that it's a real job and it's on your mind 24/7, and content is always like prominent in the back of your head. Like, it's very hard to relax when you're in this space, because there's always content to be made. So you have to love it. That's just the bottom line. Like, don't go into it for the money. Don't go into it for the glitz and glam, because those are very small moments. Like, you see how it is. How many events? You've been with me three events, and you've been with me how many weeks?
Like about 2 months.
So we've been together for 8 weeks, and you've been to 3 events, and everything else is a lot of work in between. Mm-hmm. Filming, editing, meetings, like that's basically my life. So you have to love content creating. If you don't love it, you're not in it for the right reason. Thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of More Than an Influencer. We have so many exciting things coming up. So much stuff going on at the Creators Loft. We're gonna be uploading new videos on a weekly basis. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.